Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holiday, whatever it is. It's your boy Beaky, and I'm happy to be here for you, ad-free once again. I've been away for too long making Legends videos, but I want to celebrate this game that I love and try to give back to the community, because this last few weeks I have been away from the game. But it was worth it. I worked hard and I was actually able to get my family, and I'm really happy about it, like get my family and friends as well as gifts this holiday season. Years past, it was hard to do, and I was finally happy to be in a position that I was like, yo, you get a gift, you get a gift, you get a gift, and well, I'm gonna try to give you guys a gift as well. Please help you out, some of you guys out there that might be stuck on the Centurion title. So what am I talking about here? Well, first and first, let's look at Legends itself. So here we go with a neutral deck I've been putting together. Been playing it in rank and casual to test it out. I usually try to test out decks first in casual play. Then when I'm gonna share it with you guys, I go ahead and check on our rank play. So it's been working quite well in rank, and it's actually been the freaking best neutral theme deck I've put together in a long time. And with that, I want to share it with you, and then I want to discuss what's been keeping me away from actually streaming and making Legends content. What have I been doing over the last few weeks? Is the channel dying? What's going to be happening in 2018? Is Legends dying? Did Clockwork City actually do what it needed to do for me for this game? Not really, but kind of. We'll talk about that all after we actually look at the deck. I'm going to show you guys a video of the deck in rank, but let's just go over it real quick for the people that are new to the game and just explain the breakdown of why the deck has been working for me and why you would want to use a deck like this if you're going for the Centurion title. So first thing first, why you want to use a deck like this? It is all neutral. That's what you need to do for the Centurion title, and it's aggro as heck. I haven't even named it anything. It's just a neutral deck. So let's just take a quick look. It has 39 creatures, 6 actions, 0 items, 5 support. You obviously only can play 4 supports at a time, but I'm still running 5, and only 7 prophecies. As you guys see, it's heavily based around the 2 and 3 magicka attributes. It's not going much past 7. Let's take a look real quick and talk about what this deck features from old Dwemer type neutral decks and what's been changed. So first of all, it is a Dwemer deck. We're running 3 Hall of Dwemers. Very standard. We're running Dwarven Centurions. These are ways to generate Dwarven Spiders. We're only running 2 Dwarven Spiders to allow for other little strategies, which I'll explain right now. So new additions from Clockwork City is only one of these. It was a card that I thought was really bad when it was first introduced, but after actually playing it in a deck like this and other decks, I can really see its usefulness if you make yourself understand, like, you don't need to have 3 of them, you just need 1, because it's a card that could give you cards late game once, you know, turn 7, and once you have 7 magicka, that is, you know, if you are, or even on turn 6, if on your opponent's turn they break it and you get 3 cards in your hand, boom, great way to add back Dwemer creatures, Shadow Mare into your hand. So that really works out quite well. And the creatures that's going to add into your hand is 1 Black Retreat Builder, 1 Gearwarp Spider, and 1 Shadow Mare. So obviously, if you already drew a Shadow Mare and Black Retreat Builder, you're not going to get those 1. But if you have a, you'll definitely probably get a Gearwarp Spider, unless you already drew them all out before this point. Now, why would you want to not have like 3 Black Retreat Builders? Well, this card is great if you're playing a completely just Hall the Dwemer type deck, but for me, I'm trying to mix it up and make a deck that I feel like actually works a little bit more consistent in what I actually want to accomplish with the deck. And what that actually is to have a way to win even if the Hall of the Dwemers are removed. So I don't want to put it all a Dwemer deck. I actually want to utilize some of the new cards to work with that. So let's see if my Hall of the Dwemers were removed for some reason, or just whatever reason I couldn't play them or didn't draw them. Well, another combo here is right here. I only do this once, but we have Abandon Imperfect. So this actually goes ahead and summons up the big boy right here, Awaken Imperfect, which is a card I generally don't think is all that great unless it's an exact right deck for it, and this is not the deck for that. This is an aggro type deck, but with the deck I've set up, I could usually get this to activate by turn, or once you have 7 Magicka. The reason for this is cards like right here. If you play this out at the right time, turn 6, or once you have 6 Magicka, you could go ahead and once this dies, that's 3 1-cost neutral cards in your hand, drawn, and then this goes ahead and activates, giving you a huge, big guard that your opponent either you have to use a Piercing Javelin, wound it, finish off. It's a creature that your opponent is going to have to deal with. And some people are like, oh, she's going to get instantly Piercing Javelin. Sometimes that's okay. If a creature like this gets Piercing Javelin, that's one less creature, one less Dwemer creatures, one less assembled creature, reflected, that's gonna actually go ahead and get removed because you want those creatures alive to combo with Hall of the Dwemers. Some creatures need to be bait, and that's just a really cool combo right there that I really like so far. That's why I only have 1 of them in the deck. If you don't want to use this combo, don't use it. It's been working out quite well for me in this deck overall. As long as this doesn't get silenced, which it is one of those cards that does get targeted for silence, you should be okay. And even if it does get silenced, then that's one less silence you got to be worry about. Sometimes I've seen people use the Shadowfin Priestess on this when they should be saving it for the Hall of the Dwemer. So it's one of those cards I call bait cards. And let's go to the next bait card, Richmond Shaman. This I love. I love playing this card at turn 2 in the right lane, in the shadow lane. Then on turn 3, play Mechanical Ally in the left lane. So many people seem to still just fall for this even in an all neutral deck. They always seem to want to take care of Richmond Shaman because that card looks like the immediate threat, which it is. It is the immediate threat. It gets the power of all the other creatures. But you shouldn't worry about Shaman because Shaman is only going to be able to power up 1 creature per turn. If I played Mechanical Ally in the left lane, I get 2 creatures, and if those creatures last until turn 6, until I have 6 Magicka, so I could put out Hall of the Dwemers, now I got 2 6/6 creatures just because of that 1 support. So most time you could keep your Mechanical Ally, you could keep your Spider Worker alive because your opponent is going to play into the bait of playing into the right lane, trying to take care of Richmond Shaman. If that's just how they're not a long time player, or maybe they just feel like that's the threat. But that's what I like to do. I like to keep, wherever I play Mechanical Ally, I usually want to play where my opponent isn't, or I play it where I'm going to get a favorable trade. I want to try to keep the Spider Worker alive. That's something I really try to do, so that once I play Hall of the Dwemer, I have a creature that I can instantly attack with, because once again, this is an aggro deck. Let's move on from there. Dwarven Dynamo. So Dwarven Dynamo is another one of those cards that works quite well with this card right here, because of the fact that once this draws out like Shadowmare, if you could have a Dwarven Dynamo for the next turn, now you could go do Shadowmare and Dwarven Dynamo together. Instant, maybe the big boost you need to just go right to face. I love it right there. We don't really gotta say much about Crush and Blow. It's reach, removal. It's what you could do in this deck. It's just a pretty much essential add to your deck kind of card. Gearwork Spiders, at first glance, I thought this card was garbage. It is lovely in a deck like this. Because of Hall of the Dwemers, because they come back on the field. Like, I've had plenty of times I had to play this at turn 3 just to block some damage. Then they come back, 2 of them, 4/4. Yes, your opponent could have Spiromancer. Yes, your opponent could use a Rapid Shot to take care of them. But once again, it's just a situation like, oh man, once Hall of the Dwemers on the field, these become annoying. And then if a match goes long term, which I really usually don't want to have a really long match, but we have Journey of Sovereign, you're going to want to put this card back in your deck if you draw too early, and then have this power up the rest of your cards that are really low cost, because at this point the highest cost creature here is Dwarven Centurion, and with Journey of Sovereign, if this died, then it comes back as a 2 cost. A 2 cost that's now been powered up 5/5 is unbelievable for this powerful creature and its ability. So that's the type of thing right here. This is your ability to play long if you must, but we're not trying to do that. We're going to be trying to rush and hit face as quickly as possible. That's why you're going to be using stuff like Barbers, usually either as a guard or a charge. Yes, you could obviously use it to summon a Didro, which I have done before. Like right here, I've been able to get Bringer of Nightmares and turn my opponent's creature into remove a creature that was a guard to win the match. But that's such RNG that I really didn't want to play for that. As you guys see, even though this is all neutral and many people consider meme deck, this deck is not very RNG outside of the whole entire outside of the whole entire Mundus Stone, which is RNG right here. This, I basically made it so it's not RNG. I mean, I only have 1 here and 1 here. The most important thing is right here is usually to get at least 2 of these, and then that will go towards activating perfect because it works so well. And then Dwarven's mechanical ally works really well to activate this if you get it. You don't need this to win. Like I said, if you don't want to play with these two, that's fine with you. Now let's go ahead. What actually Clockwork City added to this deck? Well, Clockwork City made me rethink Dwimmers. First of all, I don't need to add 3 Dwarven spiders. Yes, I still want to have 2, but I just need 2. I don't need to have 3 Black River Blizzards. A lot of cards I usually added 3 of, no, not anymore. We're going to keep Crocodile, but here's the thing. What I really want is not to have Assembled Sentry. I want to have this right here. If I can have this early enough, it's excellent. Because in most cases, I'm going to try to give this +2. I want to put this +2 before I put it lethal. Because now, once this is +2, cards like Reflective get +2, and they get the boost from Hall of the Dwimmers. That's a really cool little combo right there. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, stuff like that, this card gets super powered up really quickly. And that's the type of thing that gets really cool, because now when you put out Assemble Sentry, this gets +2 now. You can make it a guard, or, you know, that's where I'm going to do. I'm going to try to +2 here, then then do the lethal after the fact. Or if you go into a situation where you don't play any of the assembled creature and then go into Assemble Titan first, then Assemble Titan, my usual strategy is to gain 2 health or do the 2 damage. Like, again, you're going to be playing super aggressive. Now, obviously, if you're going to be playing against a Prophecy Battle Mage, you got to be careful of breaking runes. And if you, as a player, you have to know when not to break runes. So if you're going to do the +2 damage to your opponent, I mean, do 2 damage to your opponent, you just got to be smart enough, like, to, maybe I don't play this card right now, because obviously when it's going to go out, it's going to do 2 damage, and that might be enough to break a rune and end up me losing the game. Let's say if you only have 4 health left and you're playing a, like I said, Prophecy Battle Mage, they may get a lightning bolt. So you got to be smart about the situation there. Yes, you're going to gain 2 health, but who knows, maybe you only have 2 health. You have 2 health, and then still you're going to end up losing nonetheless. So you gotta be very careful with that, but that's what I like to do, because I'm gonna be playing a super aggro. I'm gonna try to win the match as quickly as possible to not have the match go longer and longer, and just try to win from there. Like I said, Mundstone is there because Mundstone, if you get the right keyword, guard, drain, it could really help you win the match. Definitely coming back from situations like that. Clockwork Dragon is another one of those, as you guys like me saying, bait cards. I just like the concept of cards that I know my opponents are gonna kill with Lightning Bolt, the Piercing Javelin, threats that it sucks to lose them, but it's not gonna cost me the game. I play a Clockwork Dragon in the left lane on turn 5. I could be fairly sure if I'm playing against a mage type, a deck that has intelligence, they're probably going to Lightning Bolt that because they don't want me to gain that 6 health and do 6 damage. That's a big threat. They can use Piercing Javelin. So they're not summoning a creature on turn 5. They're going to use Piercing Javelin or they're going to use Lightning Bolt. That works out for me because on turn 6, if I have whole Dwimmers in my hand, now I can play out 12 the Dwimmers with less creatures in my way from attacking. It's little things like that. Like I said, bait creature. Obviously, if you need to keep Clockwork Dragon alive, you can play it in the right lane and it becomes a guard. So you got the little versatility. It's not the greatest card overall in the complete Legends, but in the all-neutral deck, it is a really good essential card for keeping you alive if you need that defense, or being the bait if you need to have somebody take another card out. Because you shouldn't depend on Clockwork Dragon to gain you health. Do not think of this card as a way to gain you health. Think of it as a way to get a big creature on the field that your opponent is either going to target immediately or something to attack face with or guard you with. It's definitely not going to be the first drain. The drain is not gonna, you're not going to be able to keep it most times of 2 turns with just 4 health for the drain effect. That's just usually does not happen in most cases. But if you do and you get to keep it for a turn and then you're playing the Dwarven Dynamo, that's always fun. Dwarven Dynamo into a Drain Clockwork Dragon is pretty nice because that gets it a +3 Dynamo, becomes a 9 attack with Drain. That could really help you out in the long term right there. And Reflective, obviously in a deck like this with Dwimmers, assembled creatures works quite well. I'll just address certain things that maybe some people might wonder why they're not play. From my experience, unless you're playing very heavily into assembled, I actually don't feel like this card is all that great. I actually really prefer Clockwork Dragon. I tested this deck out with this card over Clockwork Dragon, but it was just not working out great for me. The breakthrough is nice, but I just didn't really want to add it in here. But you guys could like take out the Abandon and take out this right here and add him instead if that's where you want to run it. But there you go, guys. Quick little overview of the deck right there. I hope you guys understand what I was going for. It's been a pretty good win ratio for me, and yeah, I've been playing Legends quite a bit on mobile, and I'll explain that in a second. Last thing I'll mention is Fabricate. Yes, some people run 3. this is a card that doesn't combo well with the rest of the deck other than it's a neutral card. So it's not going to work with the assembled creatures, not going to work with the Dwemer creature. So you got to be careful, because if you take a 4 magical cost creature and you're going to play the next turn, well, you know it's not going to get no boost from Hall of the Dwemer. It's not going to get nothing from the assembled creatures. So it's something you want to, 2 of them I think is efficient enough, because like I said, you're going to be playing aggro, so you're going to probably try to take stuff that's going to either have ward, you're going to have to take stuff like guard if you need to guard yourself to keep the Dwemer creatures alive, but or maybe even drain if you want to risk it staying there, because once you get a drain creature out, people usually try to take care of those. But I haven't used this to win the game. It's not that late game really powerful creature that like most people use it for, or the really early game 1 drop. It's not what I'm using it for. I'm using it usually just as I need a creature, because I just need to delay things out until I get a Hall of Dwemer. Like I'll put, instead of turn 3, if I don't want to play out a card like, turn 4, if I don't want to play out a card like Mechanical Ally, I can pop this and hope I get like a 3 cost, you know, Fabricant or Fabricate something, and play that. Once again, a little RNG, but it's a little bit more precise RNG than most other cards out there. As I said, I didn't want it to be a too hard RNG heavy type of deck here, and that's kind of really why there's not even that much prophecy in there. But even without prophecies, it's been working quite well for me. So there you go, guys. Let's go take a look at a video of the deck and talk about, well, what I've been doing outside of Legends. So here we go, guys. This is just a ranked match because it's ranked, and like I said, I feel like if I don't test the decks in ranked, I know some of you guys wouldn't really want to play it, even though it's just for the Centurion title. So let's talk about this right now. What have I been doing other than Legends? Well, it's been a few things, and the most important things is Fallout on VR. If you guys haven't noticed it already, I am a big Fallout fan, right? And like my friend got me this for Christmas. Not the Fallout statue, the Death Note, like my second favorite anime behind Full Metal Alchemist, and I equipped it with my Fallout Pip-Boy. So like, oh yeah, I'm a big Fallout fan, you know. So I put both of my favorite things together, and I've been playing a lot of Fallout in VR, and it's just, the immersion is unbelievable. Just little moments like I'm about to show you guys right now, like right here in this picture. I'm gonna try not to cover the screen too much. Is me leaning around the corner, and I'm leaning around the corner, and there's a turret right there. I'm leaning my body with the gun, trying to aim, take out this turret behind the wall. It feels so realistic, so much more immersive than anything else I've played in a long time. Like an open world VR game is amazing. And then I've added mods to this game. So I added this mod to the game that puts in lightsabers, different types, long, short. And I didn't think that the AI could get the lightsabers, but they actually did. And the Sentry, I'm playing on very hard difficulty, which I'll explain in a second. The Sentry freaking got the damn lightsaber and was coming to freaking kick my ass. Literally crippled my damn arm with a big ass lightsaber. The Sentry leader, and the leader creatures in Fallout, for the people who don't play, are a really powerful one. So situations like that, I was like, oh my god, like this lightsaber coming to kick my butt. Like, just a little immersion and just stuff like that just really gets me going, and that's what's been keeping me so preoccupied that my free gaming time has basically been playing Fallout instead of streaming Legends. Like I said, I keep playing Legends, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. I'm going to get to Legends, more Legends there. But the other big thing, which I am so going to go ahead and recommend that everybody watching this really go check this out if they're into zombie media. If you're into zombie media, I highly recommend you go check this thing out. I posted on Twitter, so you guys go check my Twitter out if you just want a quick little link to it. It's called We're Live. And some of you guys might have already knew about it before me, but this is something I just found out because of Fallout. I was playing Fallout, and they put one of my mods added in a radio station called We're Alive, and the first season was basically a zombie drama that literally sounds like a TV show, and I was like, this shit's amazing. A zombie apocalypse or some type of something happens, and you go through the journey of these people surviving, and it's almost like an audiobook because you're just listening and you're visioning everything. And I'm like, I finished season 1, and I was so amazed by the quality of it that I had to figure out, man, is this something somebody just not in for Fallout? But no, I found the website, and there's like this guy who tried to pitch like his zombie a zombie TV show, but he couldn't get enough funding to, like, he couldn't get it on any networks, didn't want to pick it up, so he decided to make it a podcast for iTunes and blah blah blah. It got super popular. He did season 1, then he finally got enough people to do season 2. Then he went to Kickstarter after he did a bunch of seasons of the first. Then he got a Kickstarter to do a sequel to it, which I haven't gotten to see the sequel. I'm still only on season 2, and now they have a Patreon, which they're putting out even 2018. They have a whole nother, like, the same series. It would be like The Walking Dead with Fear the Walking Dead. Now he's doing like a Fear the Walking Dead in another place, and it's super well written, super well done, and I think that the TV stations that denied making this a show they messed up, because since this thing became a podcast, it's been getting awards, it's been getting a lot of really big praise, and I could see why people are funding this thing on Patreon and funded it on Kickstarter even before that. I can see why people did it, and I'm like, yo, this thing is so good. I would I'm like, damn. If I had it, this is one of those things I really legitimately would be so much in supporting. I'm like, this dude really put thought and effort into the writing. But check it out, called We Are Alive. It's on my Twitter. I'll leave a link down below. It's completely audio. It's completely free. So yeah, I see no reason for you guys not to check it out at all, if you just need something to listen to while you're cleaning up or doing anything else, because I've been spending hours like doing little chores while I just listen to this intensely. Even my family, like, what the heck is this, a TV show? I'm like, no, it's like, they hear it. And I gave a friend to listen to it yesterday when he's going to work. He's like, yo, this is like some Last of Us type thing. I'm like, yeah, it's like Last of Us, Dawn of the Dead mix. Love it. So those two things have been filling up my time really big right there. And besides that, Legends, I love it. I absolutely love the game. I'm still playing it on mobile. Every now and then I play a few matches. I've been playing mostly just really hard into Soul Arena. I don't know why. I just been playing so much Soul Arena. I still feel like sometimes the bosses in Soul Arena are really cheap, but I've been playing so much of it and I was like, I really just want to keep beating these bosses. So a lot of solo content type stuff right now. I'm playing in hard difficulty through the Clockwork City, and that's where it comes to kind of the negative. I don't feel like Clockwork City did what I wanted it to do overall for the game. I was hoping that people in casuals and people in rank would just start playing a lot of these new cards, but people seem to have just kind of overall, not saying that nobody, but overall most people seem to just have pretty much given up on these cards in a way. And I'm like, it would be really cool if this made as big of an impact as Heroes of Skyrim did, where a lot of people are playing these big new cards. And even, it's not that I don't think there's enough new cards in this set, it's just the fact that I don't think enough of them make too much impact for the decks that were already out there that people were going to want to go ahead and play them. So with that, that's what basically made it so that, yeah, it's cool. I'm glad that we got it. I love the single player content. I love that I'm playing them, but I wish more people were willing to try new things. I really, really wish it was like that, like with Heroes of Skyrim. I felt like it was such a fun time seeing everybody play these new type of decks, but overall, many of the decks I still see these days are basically really cookie cutters of things we've seen maybe even 4 months ago, and that's kind of sad and just a wait for me personally, guys. I don't know how you guys think about that, but that's just how it is for me. It's like, oh man, it didn't make a big impact on the game as I would like. Now I've already talked about this on other podcasts already. Like I've talked to what like Andy said, like maybe if there was too many assembled creatures, it would have been unfair. You know, you want to make it somewhat balanced for new players jumping into the game. We've talked to like High Cat Dylan in podcasts before. He said like these cards all suck. That's his opinion. Like I don't feel like all these cards suck, but I could definitely see that you don't need to play most of these new cards in constructed play to have any, you know, you don't need them to win matches. You really don't. Like aggro battle mage these days still just works pretty good with the core cards that are out there in high ranks or even low ranks. So like, yeah, there's ways to switch it up, but yeah, like Lonith is awesome, but I don't think it's become like a key card to every deck out there that it needs to have it in there. Sails to the Storm, I love it. It's my favorite new card added, but once again, like what has made a big impact was the new nerfs. The nerfs that have been added to the game. Like that's really what it is. And they did make a little blog post recently about their update to the competitive scene. I don't think there was much information in there, but I did know about that stuff. I knew that was going to come already. I was saddened that there was no dates, even though I know a little bit behind the scenes information. I was kind of sad that there was no dates given, but that's not the point. This channel, this YouTube channel, this Twitch channel, the moment they implement the good tools for tournaments, that's when I feel like I'm gonna go hard. That is the thing I'm waiting for the most. I want to host tournaments for you guys. I want to invite people on my friend list or invite them to a tournament bracket. We all play in the game, we all spectate. I want to be able to give prize to the community. And I know some of you guys out there want to do tournaments for big cash. No, I want just the average player who just wants to talk, chat, and just have some fun and have a little, test their Dwemer deck out, test their meme deck out, or test their best deck out with a vast variety of players. There's always going to be tournaments out there for the best of the best, and if that's what you want to do, but I just want to hang out with some people who enjoy this game and just run tournaments day in and day out. And the reason I haven't done a tournament in the Discord is because I knew the tools were coming, and I thought they were going to come at the end of this year. I'm being careful what I say, because like I said, there's certain things I do know and I can't say, but we're not getting them this year, and that kind of sucks. So that kind of delayed my plan, and that kind of discouraged me, because I thought it was coming. That now it's like, I don't want to have to do screen capture of 2 different Legends games. It's so complicated to do tournaments right now effectively. So until the tools are actually implemented in the game, I'm sorry guys, I'm not going to host a tournament. Dylan, anybody in the moderators in the community, feel free to do it, but I'm waiting for the stuff to be in the game itself. I'm not trying to rush Bethesda or anything like that, but I'm waiting for the tools to be in the game so we could do it, because I've already asked for prize for the tournaments where I host. It's a lot of things behind the scenes, just makes everything kind of complicated. But I should be back making videos after Christmas, so that would be Tuesday, normal-ish. Yeah. So anyways, if you guys like the video, like it. Guys dislike it, dislike it. The video is ad-free, so I'm not making any money off of this, so you didn't have to watch no ads. So hope that's enough to make you like it. And I'm actually making long format Legends content. Not many YouTubers out there doing that type of stuff. So till next time, peace out. If you do want to support, I do have an Amazon affiliate link in the description for like the gaming chair I have, the stuff you see behind me. Just buy any of that stuff and it supports the channel just the same. If you're in the US, if you're buying holiday gifts, New Year's gifts, or whatever it might be, returning stuff to Amazon, just click on my link when you're shopping on Amazon to anything I have listed for Amazon in the description, and I get a small percentage of the sale, less than tax, but a small percentage does go to me, and that's the one way you can support. I know people have asked how they can support if I'm not making ad money off these. There is no point in me putting ads on this. YouTube will just demonetize these videos. Just like if you write Chaos Arena, why is like the bot thing is chaos? It's like I'm talking about terrorists, but the bot is so crazy. The YouTube monetization bot is so crazy. I can't even deal with it anymore. So at this point, I'm doing this for fun. So if you don't see me for a few days, just remember, I'm just doing this for fun in the end. And I hope you appreciate that. Peace out, guys. Oh, one last thing. Is my audio and lips in sync? So this is actually, I think, going out specifically to Super Carlos, who mentioned this before, and I've been trying to fix it. So I went back to my better Blue Yeti mic, and I have tweaked, and I've tweaked, and I've tweaked, and I think I finally found the perfect settings to make my audio and lips in sync as much as I possibly can, down to a few milliseconds out of sync. If you guys really want to see it, and if anybody's still watching the video at this point, I'll do a little test for you. What you're going to need to do, you're going to need to put the video at about, I think it's 0.5x speed, the slowest you could possibly put the video. I'm going to clap my hands 3 times. And then you could look at when my hands close together, and then you'll be able to see if you hear the audio before the clap audio, before I clap my hand, or after, or is it exactly when I clap my hands together, does the audio come to you guys. If it's exact, then everything is in sync. If it's not, then I still have some tweaking to do. So here we go, 3 claps, and then you guys let me know in the comment section below. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, all that stuff. Happy holidays. Peace out, guys.